Democrat leadership in cities and states around the country have normalized rioting and damaging buildings and attacking people if they don't get their way. Democrats have failed to denounce what we've seen in Portland, Seattle, Louisville, New York, Atlanta, Detroit, all over the country. Now, I don't believe that cities are burning down. I'm not trying to, exaggerate the extent of the violence. But now Biden, to his credit, the other day did condemn rioting, looting, and violence, and I'm glad he did. I'm grateful he did. We got to hear a lot of it. We got to hear it from, what we're hearing from the mayor in Portland? That light pollution harms birds and animals and humans, so turn your lights off tonight. Now, I know what's going on in Portland. I've got friends there. I know what's going on in Seattle. I've got friends there. I hear from people all over. I know what's happening in Louisville. The election is absolutely the most consequential we've ever seen in our country's history. The stakes are so high. I saw a movie last week, Dinesh D'Souza's latest film, watched it with friends, Trump Card. And you know how Larry Elder's great movie, Uncle Tom, did a great job of sort of exposing history and really looking at the history of the Democratic Party? Well, Dinesh does an equally masterful job of exposing the socialism, corruption, and gangsterism that defines today's modern Democrat Party. Whether it's the creeping socialism we've witnessed, this film really gets into the nuts and bolts of modern socialism, who's behind it, why it's so destructive, and how we can work to stop it. Go to watchtrumpcard.com. You can pre-order your video on demand and DVD today. Don't miss this important new film by Dinesh D'Souza. Pre-order your DVD and video on demand now at watchtrumpcard.com. That's watchtrumpcard.com. Challenge me if you think that Democrats have utterly failed in denouncing the anarchy, the insanity of the left. Because and this has been a huge turnaround just in the last few days with the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The stakes are changing. And the Republican Party is pushing very hard to crack down on people who think it's okay to hurt people and destroy their property if we don't get our way. Yesterday, there was a great exchange on Fox Business featuring David Webb, who's a terrific New York City-based pundit and broadcaster. Listen to this exchange about the effort by the Republicans to push legislation that tries to dispense with people who think it's acceptable to burn it down if they don't get their way.
Republicans Jim Jordan and Debbie Lesko in a big push today for new legislation to make rioters pay for their destruction, hold them accountable, ensure local officials don't turn a blind eye to the chaos. Also, Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis is pushing hard on a new legislation that would do the same, really crack down hard on rioters, and cities that move to and towns that move to defund the police. Your reaction to these two developments?
I think it's important. There are remedies in the law. Businesses have been destroyed. Democrats ignored what is now a $2 billion estimated destruction of American cities and communities, not just on the coastal areas, but in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And let's not forget, they attempted to do the same in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They ignored it, and some of them tacitly approved it. They talked about it should continue. This unlawful behavior should continue. That's not what we want from our elected officials. Law and order, peaceful protest, disagreement, rally outside the court. It has happened throughout our history, but do it in a manner that does not lead to destruction of property.
That's Fox Business Channel anchor Elizabeth McDonald with David Webb.